Hey people, it's Wayne here again. I'm just going to make this a quick little Wayne Talks thing real fast about some upcoming videos that I know I've been stalling, I haven't had time to make. I'm going to make very shortly. But what I want to do is just kind of give you an idea on what's coming. For people interested in U.S. immigration and immigrating your wife or declaring your child an American citizen born abroad, I'm going to make those two videos to make it very understandable how to go through. Now this is with Thailand. I don't know about any other country. Each one has slightly different time frames and rules, and things change. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a video that covers immigrating your wife or family member or whatnot over, and the best way to do that, and the cheapest and most efficient. Like I just had a question from one of my viewers about why don't I file the K visa for my wife, the fiance visa, get her over here in 6 months. Well, a lot of the reason why people are seeing this is it's the disinformation. At this moment, the K visa takes exactly as long as the I-130 spouse immigration visa. It's not going to be any different. So, but the actual in time frame, the actual difference is not going to be in that. It's going to be in what you pay. The fees for the K visa is going to go, the fiance visa is, you're going to pay the fees to start with that, then you're going to pay more fees, and you're going to pay more fees. I'll pull the exact figures, I don't have them in front of me right now, but you got to do change of status, you got to do all this stuff. Now you can do all of this yourself, you don't need a lawyer. The thing is though, is if you file the K visa, it's still going to take a year, and then you're just going to add fees onto that. So in the end, you're going to pay twice, 3 times as much to do the same thing you could do if you just file the I-130 to start. And the biggest thing is proving your relationship. And there's a lot of ways that I'll explain more in that video. And I'm going to tell you one thing about affidavits. That's another question from my viewer. Affidavits from family and friends are dirt. They don't even look at them. I'm going to tell you now, they mean nothing. Because they don't know the trustworthiness of that person. Therefore, they can't, put any weight on that. Now, like I said, unless you add the President of the United States or a congressman or senator or something right in that affidavit, which most of them won't anyway because they don't want to back something that's not a sure thing. It's a political thing. Unless they were like your dad or something like that. And if you have a congressman or something for a father or mother, you're probably not even filing an I-130. You're doing diplomatic stuff to bring your spouse over. They're pulling strings for you, so you don't even need to watch my video. So yeah, that'll deal with that. There's a few other things. Immigrating your child. If you had a child born abroad, you're an American citizen. And again, this applies to American citizens too. I don't know about the UK. Your laws are different. If people can comment on these videos and they can give what they know of their country, but please don't perpetuate disinformation. If you don't know what you're talking about and you don't know it's a fact and current, don't do it. Because like everybody says, oh, the K visa is 6 months, it's 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever. 5, 10 years ago, yes. Not now. After 9/11 and all the things that have been put into place, all the laws and everything like that has slowed the system down to where the K visa now takes just as long as the I-130. Current times, you can actually, I'll get you some info in these videos of the phone numbers and the information where to find the time frames. You can contact the embassy, and they will actually, there's an email address I was given to at Homeland Security, which will give you the email to contact to get this information from the embassy, and they will tell you the actual waiting time right now on these forms. And just because somebody says that the I-130 should only take 12 months, if you don't dot your I's and cross your T's correctly, it could take 2 years, take 3. Sometimes it just stalls out. It gets on somebody's desk and it doesn't move. When that kind of stuff happens, that's when you have to bring a lawyer in, because you're gonna have to sue the government to make them do what they're supposed to do. Usually that happens once you're doing for citizenship and stuff like that, and it's not so much having to deal with the initial process. But we'll get into that in the videos. As far as making your child an American citizen, in Thailand, it's pretty, for an American, it's a pretty clear-cut and simple thing. It takes 2 days tops. You could do it all in 1 day, I guess, but I mean, I said take 2-3 days, whatever. What we did is we did all the running around translating and paperwork stuff the 1 day. Then you got to go back the next day to get the stamp back from them. We skipped that day. We went the third day. We picked up the stamp, and then we went to the embassy that same day for our appointment. We went into the embassy, and you just show them all the paperwork and all that, and you got to have your appointment ahead of time, which can take a month. Yeah. To get. So once you get in the embassy, though, you show them all your stuff. They'll have a little interview with you. They'll talk to you, and I'll get more into all that too in the video. And you know, it's a pretty simple process, and your child will become a citizen. Now, if he was born in wedlock, it's going to be way easier and way cheaper. So it's probably a really good idea, even if it's the week before the child's birth. If you are going to plan to marry, go down do the legal marriage. It's going to save you later. If he's born out of wedlock, it could put more snafus in him becoming, or your baby becoming a citizen. And there's more paperwork to deal with and stuff like that. And they could ask for DNA tests and everything. Me personally, you know, my wife understood this, and everybody I've ever been with before that. I have a rule: DNA test. Hey, we have the technology. I don't care how much I trust you. I'm getting a DNA test for my child, because I'm not going to go and find out my child I've loved to death at 18 years old needs a kidney and I can't give it to him. I've seen it happen to people here in the States, not over there, but you know, as a woman, you know who you've been with. As a man, you don't know who, you know. So you gotta, you know, I understand trust, but you know what? This just instills the trust. You know what I mean? So that's just been a rule of mine before I even met my wife, and that was explained to her before we ever even went out, before we ever even had sex, before we ever got married, before everything. That was explained. I'm a person who doesn't bet on things like that, pretty much for a sure thing. So all that aside, I already had that done. But when it comes to the immigration process, if you're not married, you'll probably be asked to submit to a DNA test. So this goes to the women out there. You better make sure he's the man, because if that does happen, let's say you're a Thai woman and you aren't sure 100% that he's the father, and they submit you to a DNA test and you are not, you will never be eligible to come into the United States of America. Okay, just so you understand that clearly. The minute that has shown, that's shown that you have, because there's forms that you have to file too as a woman. You're signing things that state that that's his child and you agree, and then when they ask for that proof, if it's not, then you just lied to the American government, and you know, pretty much lied to the European governments too. I know that because they will look at where you've applied for citizenship before, or in such cases like that, and if you've been proven dishonest at all, they are not going to let you ever immigrate to any Western state like that, at least any of the good ones at least. So just know that. I know that's a little off topic and it's kind of a crazy thing, but you know, just filling you in on that one. So that's how it pretty much works. So be honest and be kind to each other, communicate, and have trust. Trust is a big issue in any relationship. Communication. Okay, so I'll make these videos here shortly. I know I haven't made it into it. I still have a YouTube video to make to explain how to make money on YouTube. I found out in Thailand, we don't have monetization set up with Thailand. So if you're a Thai and you want to set up YouTube videos to make money, you're pretty much, or in a country that doesn't have it, you're pretty much going to have a friend in UK or in America that can set up your web account for you through Gmail, unless you know how to use proxy servers and stuff like that, and remote routing so that you can, you know, sign up as American. But you'd have to have a bank account that's American or whatnot, and that could get difficult. If you've never been here, you wouldn't be able to do it, or somebody else would have to set it up for you. You have to go into partners with them. I don't know. That's a whole nother thing. But, so I hope this video helps. It's another Wayne Talks for you, and just some tidbits of information on upcoming videos I'm doing, and I hope this all helps.